Welcome to Gail's Garden, Herbs and More in my kitchen. This is from a collaboration of that Rain Tree Country and Mary's Nest have started, and what we're doing is going to make a dish from food that's out of our storage items, so you can see about that. So I really this is interesting. I never thought about doing this. It's really a cool idea. So let me show you what I've got and what I'm working on. First of all, over on the stove, I've got some chicken cooking because I'm going to have chicken in this from my freezer. Next, I'll show you. I have stored up some organic pasta, the little spiral noodles. So I'll be boiling those up. And then I made for a cream sauce for what I guess you would call it a pasta salad, a hot pasta salad. You could eat it hot or cold. But anyway, I made a cream of chicken dry soup mix, and I talked about that in one of my other videos. But I'm not going to be making the soup, but I'm going to use this to make a sauce for my pasta salad that I will be making. Okay, now also I was looking for, I guess I used all my dried onions. So, I was going to use that, but I do have some dried onion powder that I keep, so I'm going to use that. Also, I took some of my hot banana peppers, and they were really hot. They were hotter probably than jalapenos from 2019, and I ground them up, so I've got some hot banana pepper stuff. I'm put just a little bit of this in my sauce. I also dried some of my tomatoes. These are good just to snack on. This coming year, I hope to dry a lot more of these. I love these things. They are really, really good. And also, I had dried some of my yellow zucchini, which I'm going to be putting into this. I buy extra cans of beans and things and store away, and I try to get the organic, and I like it in cans because it's already partially cooked. You're not wasting fuel if you get into a situation where your electricity's cut off or you don't have a lot of water. You've already got your moisture here. It's already been cooked. So I really like canned beans instead of the dry beans. I mean, dry beans will probably be a good idea if you have a lot of water and a heat source to cook them for quite a while. But I like the cans because it's so quick and easy. So I have some dark red kidney beans that I'm going to be adding to this. And I started ordering from Mother Earth through Rain Country, and I got their dried mushrooms. These are freeze dried. These are wonderful. I haven't tried the corn yet. I have some organic crunchy sweet corn that I want to put in it as well. I also, if I run across organic little herb packet seasoning mixes, I try to get those. I've had this one for a while now, so I think I need to use it up. So I'm going to use it in here to help spice this up. It's a garlic and herb. It says vegetable seasoning mix, but you can use it too. This will have meat in it too. That won't make any difference. It'll work too. So, yeah, I'm going to use that. There was something else I was going to say. I don't know what it was now. But anyway, I think that's pretty much the basics other than my chicken that I'm going to be using in this salad. And I wanted to get you familiar with what I was using, and we will go from there. I love these bowls. I got them from an antique store, different ones. But they have the lips on them that are really neat. They're good to hold the bowl by, so you don't drop the bowl. And it's a little bit cooler than holding a hot bowl if you got something hot in it. But they pour out. I love the pouring stuff. A regular bowl, it just kind of goes all over. But if you have like a pouring spout, it goes where you want it to go. So I really like this bowl. I'm going to mix together my cream of chicken dry soup, my garlic and herb, my onion powder, and a little bit of my hot banana pepper all ground up here. I'm going to add a little bit of that to it as well. So then I will kind of have that ready to go, and then we'll do the other part. Okay, so I took about a teaspoon of the onion powder my packet of seasoning that I showed you, and maybe a quarter of a teaspoon of the, not quite, just shy of a quarter of a teaspoon of the hot banana pepper, and some little, the onions seem to want to kind of make little lumps, so I'm trying to get the little lumps broke up in here, and I'm mixing all those seasonings together real good. Get this all mixed up. Smell that with me. It smells so good. As someone said, we need smell-o-vision. Okay, and then I've got a half of a cup of my cream of chicken dry soup mix that I'm going to use to make my sauce with. So I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to mix all my seasoning together with that. Put this over here and get this all mixed up. And I've got about a quarter cup of water sitting over here, and I don't know if I'll use all of that or not, because I want to make this a nice thick, and there will be moisture when I cook the noodles and I drain the noodles. I'll probably save a little bit of the water from that as well too. But this will kind of get this going and mixed all in and kind of setting and absorbing all the flavors in the sauce from the spices and stuff that I put in here. So I'm mixing this all real good with the soup mix. Now I'm going to try to mix in my water. I'm going to put about half of it in. Mix that around. I don't know. I may need not. Let's see how it goes. I think I may need even more. It's really soaking that up. Now, this will probably be different every time I make it, because it's kind of depending what vegetables I have at the time and what spices that I feel like I want to use in mixing with it. Sometimes I just make a roux for my sauce, but I'm going to make it this way this time because I thought that sounded good. Okay, so it's pretty thick, but I'm going to let that sit a little bit, because remember, it's going to thin out when I mix it in with the noodles, but that smells really, really good. I'm excited about that. I think that's going to taste really good when I get that. Okay, I'm going to wait a while and let my chicken cook a little bit more before I get started on this, and then I will get back with you all. Oh, wow. Remember I told you I hadn't tried Mother Earth's dehydrated corn yet? I just tried a little piece. I put a cup of water, and I put a third of a cup of the corn into the water to soak. But these are not hard like you would think, like chicken feet or something. These are soft and tender and sweet. Oh my goodness. Wow. Go to Rain Country. She has a link, and you can order some of these from Mother Earth. They are amazing. I'm going to have to order even more. That is really good. Now I'm going to put some of my mushrooms in with the corn in the water to kind of soak and soften up. But they're not really hard like dehydrated stuff is. It's I wished I had a freeze dryer. I would freeze dry, but I'd do well to have a little dehydrator. So we'll go on here with our recipe. Okay, I wanted to show you something too. I'm also in that cup of water here. I've got the mushrooms and the corn soaking in the water. Look at this. This is dehydrated tomato that I did. And these are really good too. It's amazing how food can change in different ways to fix it. I'm going to put some of these dehydrated tomatoes in here too to be soaking in this water and getting it ready. So when you're using your foods, you need to rotate them occasionally. And you want to know how to cook with the foods that you've been stocking up. If you've been stocking up some food, prepping for a time, who knows, with the crazy weather that everybody's having all over the states, you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, let's look at some of these recipes that are going to be in this collaboration from Mary's Nest and Rain Country. And whoever else enters it, I plan on entering this one if it turns out, I hope. And you can get some ideas, because you even if you haven't had an emergency, you want to be rotating that food and be using it, and you also want to be familiar with the food. I'm pretty much familiar with mine. I've tried some new things this year, like my dried tomatoes and this dehydrated corn. I've been using the mushrooms for a little while. I love those. I use those in all kinds of stuff, and I'm not a big mushroom fan, but these mushrooms are really good. So, okay. Okay, so I ended up having about 2 cups of water, just under, and I mixed all my dried ingredients, my squash, my dried tomatoes, and corn and mushrooms. I put that all in this. It's about just shy of, it's right around 2 cups of water. And I've got those mixed and pushed down into the water so that they are rehydrating. They will be ready to go into our pasta salad. Okay, now I also, and this is according to your taste too, this is pink Himalayan salt, and I'm going to take a little bit here and put into our seasoning mix. Sprinkle that in there, and we may need to put a little bit more after we do a taste, after I get this all together and put the chicken in it and stuff. So now we just keep going.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is like a summer's day, hot and endless in a magic way. Whenever I see you, all I can think is my summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. My summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. I can't forget the day we met. You looked so fly in your red Corvette. Your hair, your look, your everything. When I see it all, I knew that you were mine. I'm in love with your hair, your lips, your silhouette in the moonlight shine. With my love you won't ever be alone. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. Completely a fool, been waiting for you, my love. Head over heels, I'm blinded by what I feel. My love is forever yours. You have my heart, you have my soul, you have my whole, you have my control. Love me tender, love me sweet. With you I know that I'm complete. I'm in love with the summer's day. For you I'd give my life away. Never leave me, never let me go. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. My love is forever yours. Forever yours, my love is forever yours.
Okay, I didn't know my video was going all this time. Sorry, folks. I was making my tea here to go along with the meal, and I'll be back here real shortly to show you the main part of making this whole dish. It's just, I'm trying to get used to this new phone, so bear with me, we're getting there. know what I did. I guess, I don't know. But anyway, I'm getting ready to come back here. I realized for a second that it was playing. I'd said something which got cut out. And then I thought I turned it off and it came right back on apparently when I turned around. So, away it goes, I guess. I think I'm not sure. I think I cut a couple frames out there and that's what happened, but it didn't cut all the part I wanted out. And so it was just showing me trying to tap the camera. I thought I was back. It's almost there and I'll be back, and it's really a good recipe. It turns out real good. So here, I think at the 16, just a little after the 16 mark, I come back on. Oh, you're still catching me going, picking up after myself while I'm waiting for everything to cook. It didn't pause. Okay, so that was a 1 pound bag of the noodles, but I didn't use the whole bag because those noodles will swell up. I took out almost a quart jar of the dry noodles first that I'll keep to add to something else that I'm cooking later. And even then, that's a lot of noodles, and then you need to mix those noodles around so they don't all stick together in the hot water. I'm going to let those cook a little while, and then I'm going to add my reconstituted veggies over here. Here they are. Even those smell good, especially that corn. That is the best corn, I tell you. It is just sweet like it was off the cob, except it doesn't, the only thing it's missing is the water. Speaking of water, I added a little bit more water to our dry soup mix and herbs because it really got pretty thick. Probably another 1/4 cup of water, and mixing it all good to make sure I don't want a lot of lumps in it or anything. And I got my chicken pulled off the bones, and you can cut that chicken up in little tiny chunks. A lot of people like it that way, but actually I'm gonna have mine a little bit bigger chunks. I like a good bite of meat once in a while. And this, if you want to do a vegetarian, this is so easy because I do it vegetarian a lot of times. You just don't add any meat and it's still good. Another sauce that I use instead of the cream soup mix sauce is I'll use like a vinaigrette and mix with my noodles and veggies. In the summer when I have like the little cherry tomatoes and I'll throw in some olives, you can do it that way. There's so many different things you can do with these little twisty noodle salads, pasta salads. But this one's what I'm doing right now this winter. Okay, I have drained and rinsed my kidney beans. I won't be adding them until I add the veggies. I'm still letting the noodles cook. Okay, now I cooked these in a little water. They're still not cooked all the way yet, just slightly cooked and loosened up. Now I'm going to pour my broth that I cooked my chicken in to finish cooking my noodles to give it a little extra flavor. Okay, now I've got the broth in there. I didn't use all of the broth, but I covered the noodles pretty good. I'll show you where they're at here so you can kind of see how that goes. It's dark in here. This is a really dark trailer, but I hope you can see. Let me try, maybe this light might help. There we go. Maybe you can see a little better now. Okay, so there's our noodles. They need to cook a little while, but what I'm going to do, I've got them in the chicken broth, and now I'm going to put these little chicken pieces in there that are already cooked, but I'm going to let them cook a little more with the noodles. I haven't added the veggies or the spicy stuff yet. These are big chunks of stuff. I'm going to cook this a while and then I'll probably drain it because I don't want it a soup. I'm making more of a hot pasta salad. So I don't want to put my little stuff in here yet. Just the big chunks of chicken and the noodles. Trying to get all the flavor I can absorbed into those noodles, so when you bite into those noodles, they'll really be good. Now, I put a little bit of salt in my spices, but I'm also going to sprinkle just a little bit of salt over the top of this and give it a, because I like salt. So I'm going to get my salt. There is a method to my madness sometimes. I sprinkle a little more salt in there. Another reason why I keep the chicken in pretty big chunks is because I didn't want to lose them whenever I drained the broth off. But I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to get the flavor into those noodles. If I had little tiny chunks, then I might lose some of them when I drain the broth off. But I like big pieces in too, so. Okay, so I've drained my pasta and chicken, and now I'm going to add the vegetables that I had hydrating. And I'm going to mix that around. And those should cook up just from the heat. And there's still a little water in here, so I'll probably turn the fire on real low. I don't want it to burn, which tends to happen in this particular pot. And then I will add my sauce that I made up to go into it. Okay, I've been cooking it a few minutes. I mixed my beans in too. It's a little bit of liquid at the bottom, which is good because I'm going to pour that sauce in and mix the sauce in with that. And that'll finish thickening up for the whole pasta dish. Smells good. Okay, so a little one here. I'm going to get my bigger one. Okay, I'm going to mix this in. And that should. Now that liquid at the bottom is going to thin that out. That's why I had it pretty thick. I didn't want to get it too thin. But that will thicken that all up. That will make a wonderful hot pasta dish. Smells so good. Okay, I have dished up some, and now for the taste test. Let's see what this tastes like. Turned out pretty good, you guys. Have a great day. Check out. Sorry, the dogs are having a little thing going on over there. Anyway, go check out Rain Country and Mary's Nest. They're the ones that are holding this collaboration, and I hope you enjoyed this. Give me a thumbs up, and we will talk to you all later. Bye-bye now.